In my last video concerning Forbes, they had a lot of people messaging me, asking me if Star Citizen, if CIG can sue Forbes for defamation. This is about the whole restraining orders on Sandy and her strangling Chris Roberts. And I said, you know what? If this is printed in Forbes, it's very likely true. And it's very easy to find out. All we're going to do is dig around for the public records, assuming it's public, and prove that, yes, there are restraining orders. Now, in the state of California, as it turns out, yes, this information is public, and I'm going to show you exactly what they found. You know where this is going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. Okay, the question about the restraining orders, is it true, is it not? Yes, it is true. Look, Forbes did the research, it is true. Now, the surprising part of the Forbes article was that they attacked Chris Roberts' character like that. I want to talk about that more towards the end of this video, but first let me show you what you came here for. And these are the court filings for the entire case. Let me scroll up. Now, I am on the site for the Superior Court of California. This is public records. I am blurring out some private information that belongs to Miss Peterson. She does not need her information broadcast across the internet. But this is what you do want to see. So we see very clearly here that in August of 2007, a restraining order was filed against Sandy Gardner. The court order was then granted on the 20th. There was a hearing scheduled for the 26th. I don't know if that was postponed or then rescheduled, whether it was rescheduled again for October. And then the hearing was again continued in November of 2007, where a judge heard the story and he said, you know what, I'm dismissing this without prejudice, and the restraining order was dissolved. What's the bottom line here? The bottom line is that you had an ex-girlfriend pissed at a current girlfriend and filing restraining orders. I don't have any deeper details than that. That's all I can see from here. Maybe if you actually go to the court itself and pull more documents, you get more depth on that. But what's the bottom line of it? And the bottom line is that this is just very embarrassing. Does this make a difference on Star Citizen going forward? This happened back in 2007. Does this reflect badly on Chris Roberts and Sandy? If anything, it's embarrassing, and I feel bad for them, because if you are the CEO of a big company or you found a big company that's in the limelight, your dirty laundry will get aired. And this is exactly what's happening here. They're airing the dirty laundry. So if I had to try find a positive side of it, is that yes, this happened. It's embarrassing. And now own it. Chris and Sandy, I know it's embarrassing, but it's out. Own the stuff. This is being printed in Forbes. It's out. Accept it. I demand that Chris and Sandy go into the next Around the Verse or some video together and she choke him and he goes, Sandy, get the belt. Because that's how you handle this kind of stuff. So, yeah, look, very embarrassing for Chris and Sandy. There's no doubt about that. But in a way, it's good. This is out. Let's move on. So the question is, will this affect backers going forward? Are backers upset that something happened between ex-girlfriends in 2007? Pretty shitty for Miss Peterson, what happened there. But will this affect funding going forward? Did this smear from Forbes work or not? So we have no way to measure this yet. But one thing we can do is look at just what happened yesterday, which was the release of a new concept vehicle, which is the Tumbril Ranger. Now, this is a motorcycle. This is the first motorcycle released into the game, or the motorcycle itself is not in the game yet. How Star Citizen works is they release concept sales like this. And then if you are interested in buying it, you can. I have not bought one yet. I'm kind of eyeing out the black one. I may pull the trigger on it. So in this case, the motorcycle is not in the game yet. In previous cases where they released a concept vehicle, it was out immediately, some are shortly after. But in this case, you're buying a JPEG of this motorcycle and it costs you, where is it? 30 bucks. How many of these are they possibly going to sell in light of what happened with this Forbes article? So first of all, to see this page I'm on right now, you need to be a concierge backer. What is a concierge backer? Concierge backers are the special people who have spent $1,000 or more in this game. We get first dibs at that. I believe this opens up to everyone tomorrow or maybe later today, but the sale does continue until the 10th. There's a full month. everyone gets a shot at it. So just a small subgroup of individuals who spent $1,000 in this game, and the average money spent, according to Forbes, is $200. So this is a very small amount of people who have spent $1,000. They get access to this. How many of these have these sold? Well, because the sale went on yesterday, we can actually see that. So go to development and go to funding. And here is the daily funding chart. So we can see, holy moly, all right, just yesterday, from a small section of concierge backers, they have sold 300,000 of these space motorcycle. They've sold $300,000 of them. 10,000 of them have been bought, which is impressive. And while I'm on this chart, let's take a look at what the month is looking like so far. We don't have the month of May, but we do have the month of April. Now, the end of last year, there were some big sales going on. That's pretty impressive. But for 2019, how are we looking so far? Well, in January, February, March, and April, all over $2.5 million. That is good. If you remember the financing statements put out by Star Citizen, they need to bring in $30 million a year to pay for 537 employees. Are they on track so far? And if people ask me, like, how can you support the project? This is how I support the project. What I want to see is funding come in at the right pace, and it is coming in at the right pace. There's a lot more in-depth Google Docs you can see of exactly what's happening with that. We are on track. The other thing which I watch all the time is the roadmap. I want to see that the goals set in the roadmap are true. And I mentioned this in the last video. I said back in 2017, I was kind of iffy on Star Citizen. I was almost ready to flip the switch and say, I'm not sure about this. But what they did was put out the roadmap, and they said, in Q1 of 2018, this is what you are going to see. And they said there are going to be characters, there's going to be the AI, there's going to be the gameplay mechanics we're changing, there's going to be these ships and vehicles. I was satisfied with what the goals were, and these are attainable goals in 2018, as opposed to the really shitty goals they gave us before that. But from 2018 onwards, and here we go, Q2, 3, 4, 3.5, which came out in 2019. Here's Q2 of 2019. We can see exactly what goals they are working on, and they are meeting these goals. So for me, this roadmap and the funding together is proof this game is coming along. Funding is continuing. At the end of the day, this whole Forbes article is just a smear attack. Forbes is a good publication. I can't speak. I need my coffee. I read the financial content from Forbes, so I was kind of surprised to see the smear angle at it. I don't agree with what they did, but I kind of feel that maybe at the end of the day, there's a positive to it, that the dirty laundry has been released. If this is the worst of it, if this is the worst that a journalist can find and go, this is it, restraining orders, Chris hasn't mentioned his salary, money's still coming in, the game is developing, then you know what? I think we're in pretty good standing. If there's one thing I could say to CIG is, you know what? Why not consider releasing your salary, Chris and Sandy? You might as well, because even if it's $750, $1 million, you might as well release it. Just let us know anyway. There's no reason for us to debate and argue about it. Let it out. That is my suggestion to you. And with that, let's wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. As always, if you appreciate and you like this video, thumbs up. Your comments below is appreciated. I'll see you in the next one.